So we'll start the session, guys. We'll start the first theory, division of labor. Okay. So here you will see exactly opposite to Marx. Even in Marx also we have discussed about theory of division of labor, but we have not specifically used the word division of labor there. Under which theory we have actually talked about division of labor in Marx? Which theory? Which theory of Marx is talking about division of labor? Alienation. Okay, alienation. Alienation is mainly due to the division of labor, right? That is what we have discussed. Because the process is like that, you have the work is divided, so you cannot express the creativity. So alienation is where we have discussed about division of labor. Now, guys, you will see previous years many times the question is repeated. Compare Marx and Durkheim with their framework on theory of division of labor. So what most of the students will do is you are studying division of labor separately, specifically in that name itself in Durkheim, and you have not studied separately such theory in Marx. So what you will do, you will just keep on writing Durkheim, what all things you know about this theory. Do you think that you're gonna get at least 1 mark for that? No, you will not even get 1 mark. If you are not able to write at least 1 point of comparison, that is what is actually asked. If you're not writing the comparison, you are not even going to get 1 mark. And then the people start cribbing that I didn't get good score and all those things, right? So there is no point in doing that. The question is compare Durkheim and Marx with respect to the framework of division of labor. Okay, and now in your university exams and all, if you know Durkheim's division of labor, you will write about that and you will get half the mark. This is what your expectation. But here, if you see comparison without writing 1 single point of comparison, you are not going to get even a single mark for that particular question. Okay, so division of labor, where we discussed this in the alienation. Now here I will talk about that again here when we discuss about the function, because Durkheim focus on what? If this is existing, what does that mean? If division of labor is there, means what does that indicate? It is functional, right? Yes, it is functional and it is fulfilling some vital functions for the society. Okay, and it is inevitable and it has to be there. It comes into existence its own. It's a social fact. These are the things that to come to your mind. So when I see division of labor from Durkheim, even we are without discussing this theory itself, you can tell what is going to be his approach here in this theory. Obviously, he's going to say that this is going to be functional. Why and how is it functional is what we will see in detail. But now one thing is sure for you. What is that? This is going to be functional. This has to be inevitable, right? And this is something which exists, means it is necessarily fulfilling some vital functions for the society. It comes into existence its own with the autonomous development of society because it's a social fact. Are you able to write this much in one way or the other in your answer? This has to be there. Okay. Now what we will do here is we'll be discussing some concepts like organic and mechanical solidarity. Then this the direct one, division of labor theory, right? And these 2 statements, once you're done with the theory, you will come to know about these statements. Okay, guys. So this is a very simple concept only. What do you mean by division of labor? First, guys, this is a structure. Always just follow the structure in case of Durkheim. And I'll tell you some important points with respect to this structure also. So first, obviously, we will define, right? We'll go for the definition. What is division of labor? Normal definition only, it is splitting up of activities into number of parts, and it will be undertaken by more than 1 person, right? Maybe 2 or 3 people. That is what you mean by division of labor. If you need to construct a table, the wood cutting will be done by 1 person, right? And the designing and the other things will be done by 1 person, and the other fitting and everything will be done by other person. That's what you mean by division of labor. So you need to perform an activity. It will be dividing into different parts of processes and will be undertaken by different people. So there is nothing difficult in that definition. Book name is also division of labor only. So that is also not a big deal. Now, guys, we will have to divide this theory into 2 parts, cause and then function. Now you will be seeing here onwards causal functional explanation or causal functional theory. What does that mean? Cause and function will be explained separately in all theory. In all theory, there should be cause and there should be function, because anyway it is functional approach, functional perspective. So you have to talk about the function. You have to also talk about the cause. So his theories are actually understood as causal functional theories or causal functional explanation. So in all the theory, there will be two parts. This is how we need to deal with. Maybe in suicide, you won't see that function much, but here, every theory, here we will see cause first, there will be a causal explanation, and then there will be a functional explanation. Can anyone tell why he is making it separate? Cause and function. Yeah, to avoid, it's not theology. Who's that? What is your name? Arbaz. It's not theology, it's teleology. Okay. So, guys, if you are saying cause and function as the same, that is actually the problem with most of the functionalists. If someone is asking you what is the cause for this, for let's say something is there, X is there. So if someone is asking what is the cause for this, it is easy for you to tell the cause based on the function it is providing, right? It may be providing some function, so it is easy for anyone to tell the cause for this is the function which is providing, because it would have come into existence for this purpose. That is the cause of this. But that's not necessarily the case. Cause may be something and the function it is providing may be different thing. Even when you talk about the fan, I'm just talking some random example. If you see the fan, what is the function it is giving? It is giving you that making it cool, or when that is a function it is providing, or the AC or whatever it is, giving that cool or whatever it is, right? So that is a function, but we cannot say the cause is that how the fan this thing came into existence. That may be something different. Similarly, how division of labor came into existence, the cause of division of labor, when it came, it was something, and the function it is providing, it is different thing. Okay, so both are to be separated, both are different. You can obviously tell the function as the cause. It is easy for everyone, and that's the problem with most of the functionalists. They try to identify cause and function as the same. This approach, identifying cause and function as the same, is facing this problem of teleology. That's what you mean by teleology. So to avoid the teleology, illegitimate teleology, you have to separate the function and the cause. The cause may be different, the function will be different. Okay, for something which comes into existence, when they, for example, religion, when they came into existence, the cause will be X, but now it is providing function Y. But if someone is asking you what is the cause of religion, you may tell that this function as the cause. That is wrong. That's what all Durkheim says. You have to separate it. In some cases, cause and function may be the same, but that's not the case in every situation. Okay, so explaining cause and function as the same is what you understand or call as illegitimate teleology. So to avoid illegitimate teleology, what Durkheim will do? Durkheim emphasizes on separation of cause and function. First, you explain the cause and then explain the function, because there is a high probability that both these will be different. For example, you will see enough examples, guys, when we discuss about this theory, division of labor. The reason for division of labor is one, how it came into existence. The function it is providing is entirely different. I'll tell you now itself. Anyway, I'm going to discuss the theory. The cause is struggle for existence in the present occupation. You are not able to survive in the present occupation, so you went for specialization. That's a cause. Function is integration. People are integrated because of division of labor. I'll tell you how in detail. Similarly, religion causes something and function it is providing is something different. So that is what I mean by separation. So I hope this part is clear why he's separating cause and function. Even if it is not clear to you, when we discuss the coming three theories, everywhere it is causal functional explanation. First he will explain cause, then he will explain function. You will see both are different. Then you will come to know the relevance of it. Why and how he is separating cause and function. Okay. When you are saying the cause and function as the same, that's what you mean by teleology. Okay, so first we will be defining, that's what we have done. Now we will be discussing the cause. So the first part of this discussion, our discussion will be cause. What will be our second part? Function. And then, do you remember yesterday we discussed some rules? Rules of observation, rules of classification, rules of distinction, rules of explanation. Out of which there is some rule of distinction. What is that? What is that rule of distinction? Normal and pathological. So what we need to do is, this function we will study in a normal situation, and then we also need to talk about the abnormalities or pathological situation and the solution for that. So this is how your theory should look like. First, there will be obviously introduction and all. I'm not going to that because you know what to write. Durkheim was a positivist, father of modern sociology, macro sociologist, wanted to make it similar to natural science, gave initial legitimacy to the discipline, stressed on scientific methods, demonstrated use of scientific methods in his theories, and all those things you can write as an introduction. Hardly 2-3 lines is what you need. Then you will tell that there's a theory that you are going to deal with, and then you start with the definition. Division of labor is splitting up of activities into number of parts or processes which will be undertaken by different people. Okay, now here this theory you will see evolutionary model of society here. Before, where we discussed about evolutionary model in Marx, the theory of mode of production. Here also, guys, if at all something is common in Marx and Durkheim, tell me what all things you can write as common between them. What the perspective is obviously different, right? This one, conflict and functional perspective is different. Yeah, macro. Both are macro sociologists. Both are using evolutionary perspective. Both have given the theory of society and all those things, right? So these two are the similarity. Okay, guys, these minute points are what you're supposed to remember. This may not be there in the handouts or the PDF. These are things that you need to get it, and that's what you need to incorporate when you're writing some answers. Okay, so let's start with the causal explanation. So you will be writing causal explanation in the causal functional theory. Guys, first what he will do is he will take a conception of traditional society to explain the cause. Okay, and here I'll also discuss a concept which is known as mechanical solidarity. And later in the modern society, he will take to explain function. There we will discuss organic solidarity. So what is mechanical solidarity? You will come to know when I discuss about traditional society. So what is traditional society? Same as that of Marx. Population is very less. People are alike. They perform the similar activity. Everybody is equal. Everybody perform almost similar thing. There is not much difference. Nowadays, you see everybody is different and heterogeneity and all. Not exactly primitive communism, but yeah, almost similar to that. So people are same, homogeneous society, homogeneous population, right? So, and then what they do is people live in bands like this. You can consider as villages. So this is one band, some sections of population will live here. This is another band, some people will live here. This is another band, some people will live here. So people live in bands without any interaction with the other bands, limited interaction, because yeah, segmentary society. Okay, his conception of society, traditional society is segmentary. People live in bands without any interaction. Why? Material forces have not much developed. Transportation facilities and all is not there. So there is no interaction with the other bands. Now what will happen is, over a period of time, when the population will increase, then the material density also will change, increase. You see, when the population increase, what he used the word is density increase. Why? What is density, guys? In a particular area, let's say this is a population. Now, when population is increased, what happened automatically? Density is increased, right? It is based on area of the area. 1 minute. Okay, so he used the word density increased, and not only normal density increased, he used this word moral density increased. Why moral density? You know what do you mean by norms and values, right? The collection of norms and values is what you consider as moral. Guys, this morality is something different in ethics. Here you just understand it as norms and values. Okay, ethics, morality, and all those things, that is different in ethics. There you need a pure theoretical definition, not what we see here. Here, what Durkheim understood is what we are talking about. Here, when you say moral density means more norms and values. Guys, imagine we have, let's say, 5 students. We don't want to have this much restrictions. I don't want to even turn off the mic of all of you, right? I can allow all of you to speak in between because you will be responsible. But here, when the population is more, what happened? The rules and regulation need to be more, right? The way you need to interact with female, the way you need to interact in the class, the way you need to talk and everything. So if, let's say, there are two, three students are there, I have no problem. I can turn on the video of all the students and I can take the class. I can allow the students to turn on the video and the mic and everything, right? The rules and restrictions will be less. But when the population is more, what will happen? If I allow the same facility to all of you, then what will happen? Entire class will be done, right? It will be in total chaos, right? So what we need more restrictions. That's what we mean by when population increases, more norms and values will come. What is norms and values, guys? How you interact with people, how you eat food, how you talk to others, and all these are the rules, right? Norms are the expected behavior. So when population is increasing, these norms and values will come automatically. That's what you mean by moral density increased. Automatically, the developments will come, forces of production and everything. Let's not use the word forces of production. He used the word material density also increase. Material density. Now people have access to activities performed in other segments. Okay, because of the changes in material density. Now you can access here. So let's say now there is a doctor here. Imagine there is a doctor here, and you used to go to this doctor for any issue that you have, right? Whether it is headache or chest pain or skin disease or whatever it is, you go to this particular doctor only, whether it is fever or anything. Now you got a better one here. Okay. Now when there is earlier there was no access, now you have access. So you got a better doctor here. Now what you will do? It's something which has to be dealt with your life, right? So rather than going to this guy, you will automatically shift to this guy. Why? What is the reason? Now there is access to activities performed in other bands. Guys, these are the words. I have given these words in the handout. These are what you need to write. These are the reasons for division of labor. So now you have access to activities performed in other segments. Now, when this is there, people will move. So what will happen with this guy? What will happen with this guy? Now, nobody will be there. So he will struggle in the present occupation. So when the access to activities performed in other bands to people increase, there will be a struggle for existence in the present occupation. Now, what he can do? This guy is a better guy and he will take care of all. So what he can do now is he can specialize, right? He can say that I'll be specializing in heart or skin, right? Or eye or ENT, right? So when he specializes, then he is going to be expert in that area. Now, even if this band person is having, a heart attack, he will come to this guy, right? So why the specialization came? The specialization is what division of labor? What is the reason for the specialization or division of labor? When there was access to activities, there was struggle for existence, and the logical conclusion is the fittest will survive. Fittest will survive. He survived. The unfit have to specialize, right? So if I ask you in simple terms, what is the reason? What is the cause for division of labor? Struggle for existence in the present occupation. That's the reason for division of labor. Simple. I hope you got it. Why struggle? Because access to, now imagine guys, you are from a local area, right? Imagine that you are in a particular area. There, either you have to go to Delhi for the coaching, right? Now, see, otherwise if you are not able to, especially the girls, right? What you will do, you will go to the local teacher and you will learn sociology or GS or whatever it is from there. Now, when technology is there, do you want to go to Delhi now? You don't want to, right? You can simply access all teachers and all classes to sitting in home. So that's what you mean. Now, what this guy will do? This guy will suffer. Yes or not? This guy will actually suffer. So he has to be very specialized now to one or the other. Because you can, otherwise you need to, there are a lot of restrictions. You have no access, right? Even, see, there are financial things, right? Climate things, and a lot of other commitments and a lot of other things are there. If you need to, a lot of sacrifices, right? That's why you have that wish in your mind, but still you are okay to go with your local area, the local teacher, because the access is limited, right? Now, when you have access, this guy will suffer. That's the same thing, right? So when you have access to activities, there will be struggle for existence in the present occupation. Logical conclusion is fittest will survive. These people are dealing with the big, huge teachers, the better teachers, the best teachers, right? So the fittest will survive and the unfit will create specialization. I hope you got it, right? So what is the reason for division of labor? It is nothing but struggle for existence in the present occupation. So we got the cause, right? Struggle for existence. Guys, this is a very simple one. What you can do is you can make a block diagram. So first explain there is a primitive society, right? The people, there's a segmentary nature. People live in bands. Population is very less. Homogeneous population and all those things. Now here one, I forgot this thing, mechanical solidarity. So this society, the norms and values are followed, right? That's what I've told you. And something called as collective conscience. Collective conscience means the belongingness to society. Guys, this conscience, I hope you know the word meaning. That is, in fact, asked in ethics paper also. Collective conscience means we are committed to society. Our conscience and the collective conscience is almost the same. We are ready to do things for society, and society also, influences, and we are also following the society. But that's not the case now. Individuality is more, but that time it is not individuality. We follow the collective conscience. So the norms and values will be followed. If not, there will be strict punishments also. The laws are repressive. Now, restitutive, reformative law. That time, repressive law. So you are forced to follow the norms and values, regulations of society, right? These village elders and all, there will be boycott and all those laws were repressive laws. So you used to follow that. So there is a solidarity in that. Okay. So there is a solidarity in that system. That solidarity is enforced mechanically through these repressive laws. That's what you call as mechanical solidarity. You got it? So traditional society, norms and values are very strong. Collective conscience is very strong. Sometimes some books, if you read, you see conscience collective. Both are the same. Okay. If you read Vajiram, which I've told you to read, sometimes you see this word conscience collective. Both are same. Mechanical solidarity is what? People conformity to this is very strong. Why? Because of repressive laws. This is a solidarity which is mechanically ensured through these repressive laws. Okay, so first you talk about primitive society, segmentary in nature. Then what will happen? Population will increase, material density, moral density, and all those things will increase, right? Then people have access to activities performed in other bands. So what will happen? Struggle for existence in the present occupation. Guys, what all things you have learned, just put it in a block. That's it. That's how you make the diagram. You won't see these diagrams anywhere, right? This is something which you make. This is what I have made. This is what I'm passing on to you. Like this, you can make diagrams in any theories. It's easy only, right? It is something which you have to make. So there will be a struggle for existence in the present occupation. The logical conclusion, fittest will survive, unfit will create specialization. So this lead to occupational specialization or division of labor. So we have explained the cause in a one simple single diagram, right? This is what this diagram is all about. Primitive society, mechanical solidarity, which is segmentary in nature, increase in population, interaction increase, material moral density increase, people have access to activities performed in other bands, struggle for existence in the present occupation, fittest will survive, unfit creates specialization. That's what division of labor. Guys, now these theories are difficult. Again and again, I'm telling the same thing, only in their names. Otherwise, this is so simple. Yeah, unfit will create specialization for his survival. So obviously, then people will go to him because he is specialized. Okay. Yes. Then that cycle will continue. Now let's talk about, so we have done with definition, causal explanation. Now what we need, guys? We need function. Function is very simple. So he says it is existing means it is necessarily fulfilling function. What is a function? Integration of society. Now let me explain the other concept of organic solidarity. So for this explaining function, he take modern society. Now modern society is a heterogeneous society. We all are different, one way or the other, heterogeneity, right? So different types of occupation, different family, different area, different background, and all those things. But we all are together. People tend to live together. Why? It is because of division of labor, right? We depend on others. See, there is a very famous statement: we seek in others what we lack in ourselves. Got it? We seek in others what we lack in ourselves. And associations are formed wherever there is a true exchange of service. You don't know sociology, so that's the reason why we are connected. Right? Similarly, we depend on others because we need that. So division of labor integrate people. So in modern society, even though people live separately, heterogeneous, interests are different, contradictory, but still why we are living together? Why this integration is there? It is because of division of labor. The laws are reformative. The laws are not forcing you to be together, right? It is reformative, restitutive, not repressive like traditional society. Total independence. Individual is totally free, but still we all are bound together for a purpose. Why? Because of division of labor. We seek in others what we lack in ourselves. You see, although we like those who resemble us, we are also drawn towards others precisely because they are different, right? So this is what organic solidarity. What is organic solidarity? Just like organs in the body, everybody in the society is connected because one person cannot do everything. You need to depend on others. What you lack, you have to get it from others. So what kind of solidarity is this? This is organic solidarity. It is not enforced through law or anything. We automatically will be together for some purpose, like organs in the body. Okay, we cannot be separate. That's what organic solidarity. So what will happen like this? Tell me guys, let's say this is time. Out of this, which one is, this is one, this is two. Which one is organic solidarity? Which one is mechanical solidarity? Two is organic, right? This is organic, increasing with time. One, mechanical. That mechanical solidarity is over with time. Now we won't find any such mechanical solidarity. Now it is organic solidarity. So which one you will see in more Western or developed society? Organic solidarity. In traditional society, mechanical solidarity. If you need to make a relative comparison, in villages, mechanical solidarity. In cities, organic solidarity. But nowadays, even villages also, it is organic solidarity, right? Because everybody is dependent for some purpose. You got it. What is organic solidarity? What is mechanical solidarity? This is traditional society. This is modern society. So what is a function of division of labor? It integrates people. Heterogeneous people are living together, integrating people. It is because of division of labor. So what is a cause? Cause was struggle for existence. What is a function? Integration. Now you got it. Why separation of cause and function he's stressing on? If someone is asking you what is the cause of division of labor, if you are saying that it is to integrate people, it came into existence, will that be correct? No. That is one approach. You can easily say, right? This is also one of the cause you can simply say, but that's not the case. Now, Durkheim ignored this productivity, profitability, and all those things. This is the reason economically. If you study in economics, division of labor is big. Why? It is to enhance productivity and thereby profitability, to use economies of scale and all those things. He says, okay, economic things is there, but social cause is more important. Social reason is more important because it integrates people. Other function, if you see, yeah, cause is struggle for existence. I hope you understood. Function is integration. Both are different. So that is why separation. Now, if you see economically, from the economics perspective, what is a function? Productivity or profitability. Okay, so this is a function. Now, if I ask you what is a cause, what you will tell? To improve productivity, it came into existence. To increase profitability, it came into existence. What you are doing there? You are saying the cause also as function. You got me? If you are saying the cause is to make profit and the function is giving profit, what does that mean? Illegitimate teleology. I hope that is clear. Both cause and function need to be separated. So here, what is the cause? Struggle for existence in the present occupation. That's why you specialize. That's the reason for division of labor. What is a function? Integration. This is one function. Second function is where I'm going to connect it with Marx. First function also you can connect with Marx. What is the opposite of this, guys? Integration. What is the opposite? Antagonist cooperation. Right? Conflict, right? Integration. You're saying that people are integrated and people are living together with happily organic solidarity. But Marx says it is antagonist cooperation. So you got one important comparison here. Very important comparison. Just by using the perspective, you can, and you need to explain it both. Okay? Don't say that I got only one comparison. That is, guys, I'll tell you, when you're writing the exam, you see a question, you will pray to God at least 1 point if I get. Okay, so now you may think that I can study 10 points and 10 criticisms and everything. But when you write actual exam, then by seeing the question, you know, you will think at least 1 point if I get. Right? So that's how. So this is the most important one. Second point is what Durkheim says is, when you are specializing, you will be getting autonomy in that area. For example, I've told you you're specializing in, ENT, you're specializing ENT or skin or heart, whatever it is. That area now completely belong to you. Yes or yes? Right? So that means you are getting autonomy in that area. That autonomy give you freedom to specialize and freedom to create. I'm using the word freedom to create. Now you're free to create. You're getting autonomy. Isn't it against what Marx says? Marx says division of labor hinders the creativity. Durkheim says it is giving you autonomy to create. So use these words. Alienation hinders creativity. Division of labor, alienating, hinders creativity. For Durkheim, division of labor, giving autonomy which enhances the creativity, which give opportunity to create. Okay. So is these 2 points is enough for you to write a beautiful answer, to compare both? Because not only these 2 points will be there in your answer, no, you have to write the framework and then make the comparison. And then solution also I'll tell you, because Durkheim is going to talk about abnormal form. Temporary abnormal form, Marx, all time it is abnormal only. Durkheim give a solution for the temporary abnormal form. Marx give a violent, radical solution, which is revolution. Yes or no? So you're going to get a lot of comparison and you will not be facing any problem. But ultimately, you are going to write it. The way you are going to write is what matters. Guys, let me tell you one thing. Once you clear the prelims, everybody will be in the same, situation. Everybody studying the same thing, referring to the same books, almost the same concepts, and everybody is so desperate and willing to work hard as well. Right? Then what makes it different? It's simple, right? The way you are, the way you are observing things and the way you are applying it in paper. That's what matters. Okay, now, so that's about the function. So we have done with the definition. What is the definition? Splitting up of activities into number of parts, which will be undertaken by one or more than one person. Then only it is division of labor. Then cause, struggle for existence in the present occupation due to the access to activities performed in different segments. You need to write the story also, not in detail. Okay. No, I'm yet to talk about that, Divya. I'll talk about that, the solution. What is a function? Two function, integration and autonomy. That's where you need to pick if there is a comparison between Durkheim and Marx. Because for Marx, it is opposite, right? There is no integration. It is antagonist cooperation. It is alienation, hinders the creativity. Here gives the creativity, opportunity to create and specialize. Okay, now Durkheim also talk about abnormal form. That's when our answer is going to be complete. Guys, there are three abnormalities. One, Anomie division of labor. What is this term anomie means? I have referred this word before also. Anomie means normlessness. When you violate the norm, that's what anomie, deviant, both are same. No, Arab, homelessness, what you're writing. Okay, so yeah, when you violate the norms, that's what anomie or deviant. Okay. Second one, so what is that situation? Anomie division of labor, like, yeah, rule breaker. So, you are giving fake advertisements and all those things, right? That is what anomie division of labor. That will happen when the competition is so high. Okay. And then something called as inadequate organization. If the work is not properly organized and all those things, that also result into abnormality. Third one is forced division of labor. You want to become an engineer, but your parents want you to become a doctor. Then what will happen? You are forced to become a doctor. Then not only you, the your customers or the patients and everybody is going to suffer like anything, right? So this is also abnormality. In second one, inadequate means the work is not properly organized. That will create problem. Okay. See, first point, anomie situation. We are talking about abnormality. Okay, so those who didn't understood, I think I went fast. But these are very simple points. That's why I went fast. Okay. So abnormality, first one is anomie division of labor. That means when you are not following the norms and values of society, rule breakings and all those are happening. Right? That is the first situation. Normlessness. Inadequate division of labor means the division of labor is not properly organized, inadequate, right? That situation, that is also abnormality. It has to be properly organized, right? Third one, forced division of labor. You're forced to do certain jobs, manual scavenging and all those are again not functional. These are abnormal. What is Durkheim's solution to this? Durkheim's solution is very simple. It is not the change of the mode of production like Durkheim, not revolution. It is within. Within, what you need to do, you have to come up with some ethical code of conduct and everything, so that you can prevent these anomie division of labor, breaking of laws and everything. Yes. Okay, so the solution for Durkheim is not change of mode of production. It is within the mode of production changes required. That should be in the form of ethical code or code of conduct and etc. That's it. That's a very simple solution. So this is what Durkheim's version of communism. Within, you can bring the change, because this is temporary. Abnormality is temporary. For Marx, it is permanent. This temporary can be solved within. There is no need to change off mode of production. Okay, guys. So very simple theory. This is what, that's the same thing. It does for all the three abnormalities. Okay. According to Durkheim, society is sui generis and the individual consciousness is determined by collective conscience. I hope you understood the meaning of this word. The technical explanation of this word conscience is required for you in your ethics paper, but that's not what we are discussing here. Collective conscience is nothing but reflected in the form of various social facts. Thus, Durkheim gives primacy to society over individual. At the same time, maintenance of social order or the integration of society is the dominant concern in Durkheim sociology. Okay, individual is bound to society in various ways and with the intermediation of different social facts. Durkheim's study of division of labor is one such attempt to identify the social states which binds the individual with society. Durkheim observes, in the modern society where heterogeneity, complexity, and differentiation is found, what holds the society together? What is that? Division of labor. Guys, from this, you just need to take around 20-25 words as the introduction. Durkheim found that in primitive society, the actions of an individual are controlled by norms and values, or the collectivity. Guys, collectivity means society only. Okay, you will see these words in Durkheim. Collectivity means society. Individual is bound to behave in accordance with these norms and values. This binds the individual with society. But in modern society, there is a lot of individuality and the control of norms and values are weak. Thus, Durkheim attempts to answer a purely sociological question, which force is holding the modern society together. That's what this theory. Durkheim's study of division of labor is contained in the book Division of Labor in Society. Very easy to remember the name. What is the definition? Splitting up of activities into number of parts or smaller processes, which will be undertaken by different persons or group of persons. In other words, it implies the specialization associated with a particular occupation or activity. Now, what you will write as the cause of division of labor? What all things you need to focus here? Cause. Just type the keywords. Access to activities, struggle for existence, segmentary nature, right? And all those things. Mechanical solidarity. Yes. Material density increase, moral density increase. Yes. Okay. So the keywords are there already printed in your mind, right? So there is no problem then. Other things, guys, these are the words which has to be there in your answer. Other things you can write in your own language, no problem. Durkheim examined cause of division of labor by using an evolutionary perspective, comparing primitive society with a modern society. Establishment of cause is one of the pillars of Durkheim's methodology. He emphasizes on separation of cause and function in order to avoid illegitimate teleology. Okay. Durkheim develops a dichotomy of primitive and modern societies, and by using an evolutionary perspective, he goes on to establish the cause. According to him, primitive societies are based on mechanical solidarity. People perform similar occupation and are alike. Population is less, and the interaction between people are within a particular segment, means bands. His conception of primitive society is segmentary, where people live in bands with less interaction between different bands. The laws in such society are repressive, and people conform to collective conscience is very, very strong. Okay, repressive laws. That means if you're not following the rules and regulations, you'll be punished severely and badly. With time, population within segment increase, which Durkheim referred to as increase in volume. This results in increased interaction between people in different segments. As the number of interaction increases, the moral density increases. According to Durkheim, increase in number of moral values is the representative of increase in interaction between people. Thus, he concludes, as the volume of population increases, the moral density increases. This results in people having access to activities performed in different segments. So guys, are you getting these words? Volume increases, moral density increases, okay? Access to activities performed in different segments. This initiated a process of struggle for existence in the present occupation, as the increased material density and moral density led to competition. The logical result of this situation, according to Durkheim, is the fittest survive, okay, and the unfit will create specialization. So guys, these are the keywords: material density, moral density, access to activity, struggle for existence, competition, fittest survive, unfit create specialization. This result in ever increasing occupational specialization and then division of labor. Perfect. So this diagram, I think there is no need to explain it further. The same things only. Now the function. For explaining the function of division of labor, Durkheim develops a conception of modern society which is characterized by large population, high moral density, and is very complex. The collective conscience is low because of high material density. Okay, these societies are secular in nature. Guys, whenever we use this word secular, especially in sociology, it means modern. There is other dimension of secularism, and that all we will see in other chapters, also in the chapter of religion, right? There are different versions. All religions are treated equally, that is secularism. Or there is no concept of religion, that is also secularism. But here, when I use these words secular in nature means modern society. Secular society means modern society. Okay, individualistic, heterogeneous, and supreme values attached to individual. That's what individualistic. The types of laws are reformative and restitutive. In these societies, division of labor is very high and manifested in terms of high degree of occupational specialization. Yes or no? The division of labor is so high. People are struggling for, living, right? For a living. And what kind of occupations people do, especially during the time of COVID, right? Corona. Yes, society is more important than individual, obviously, but over a period of time, now, are we giving any such importance to society? No, right? We are not giving any importance to society, but we are depending on society for many things, and our actions are some one way or the other is connected with society, at least family. Division of labor is high and manifested in terms of high degree of specialization. In such societies, people are highly interdependent upon each other, and the interdependence is functional. So people are interdependent, and this interdependence is functional. Why? It integrates people. According to Durkheim, it is a division of labor which induces functional interdependence and responsible for organic character of society. Just like organs in the body, how it is connected, people are connected because we need the other person to survive. Without doctor, you cannot survive, right? Without teacher, you cannot survive, you cannot learn. So we are connected with others for one or the other reason. Thus, modern society is based on organic solidarity, which is due to high division of labor or specialization. Further, Durkheim validates his functional explanation in terms of similarity and differences. While we like those who resemble us, we are also drawn towards others, those who are different, precisely because they are different, right? We are always connected with other people who are different because they have something different to offer to you. In other words, we seek in others what we lack in ourselves, and associations are formed wherever there is a true exchange of services. In short, wherever there is a division of labor. So we all are connected here again for the same reason. You don't know sociology, so you depend on me for that, right? According to Durkheim, modern society is based on mass production. As the need increases, further specialization is required. In order to undertake specialization, a degree of individual autonomy is required. So if you need to specialize, you need autonomy. That is, an individual must be free to create. Guys, these words, very, very important. Keep in mind, I've told this before, and this is where you're connecting, right? I see the word create. I see this word autonomy. These are the words which have to be there in your answer. That's where you make the comparison proper. Thus, division of labor fulfills yet another function of granting an individual much needed autonomy required to undertake specialization or to create. Thus, finally, Durkheim states an individual, while becoming more autonomous, comes to depend more heavily on society. Yes or no? When you are becoming more and more autonomous, then when you are becoming more specialized, you depend more heavily on society, because if society and people are not coming to you, you cannot survive. Simple. Okay, so that's the statement which I've given in the beginning itself. Individual, while becoming more autonomous, comes to depend more heavily on society. Discuss in this context. So this is how, this theory is what you need to write and talk about autonomy and then conclude like that. Thus, according to Durkheim, division of labor is a social phenomena and rejected the classical and neoclassical explanations of division of labor. Earlier, the term division of labor is coined by Adam Smith in his book Wealth of Nations. According to his perspective, division of labor fulfills the function of maximization of production and profitability, not important for us. These school understood the industrialization or increase in occupational specialization in the context of the need for mass production. But we understand it in terms of its functions, in terms of integration of people and interdependence it creates. Okay, not in terms of profit or productivity or economies of scale or anything. We are not concerned about that. So guys, if you get a comparison between sociology and economy, now you got a very good and valid point now. Something which was in the domain of economics, once Durkheim take up the analysis, it becomes purely sociological. Okay. Have you ever thought of division of labor in this angle before? No, division of labor is to do the job faster. When you do the job faster means productivity, automatically profitability, efficiency, yes. Thus, he concludes that it is a social fact which comes into existence out of the autonomous development of society and is sui generis. Guys, there is a statement which you need to write in all his theories. Religion, when you write, you will say that, thus he concludes that religion is a social fact, right? You know that, which comes into existence out of the development of society and is sui generis. It is having its own existence. Finally, he claimed that the function of division of labor is not purely economic, but it is social. Now, the abnormal forms. What are they? Although division of labor is a normal phenomena, but it may become abnormal in certain situations. The study of abnormal forms can be useful for identifying the conditions supportive to normal state. So if you identify this, everything else is normal. Okay. There are three. Anomie, division of labor. What does that mean? Normlessness. Inadequate organization if it is not properly organized. Forced division of labor if somebody is forced to do certain things. Like Dalits are forced to do certain things. That's not normal. That's abnormal. That's not functional. Okay. Anomie division of labor. Anomie is a state of normlessness, that is abnormal form in which widespread disobeying of norm happen. Under anomie state, division of labor becomes dysfunctional as it leads to unhealthy competition. Inadequate organization, if the work is not properly organized, it may lead to conflict and tension at the workplace. Forced division of labor, to produce solidarity, it is not sufficient that each individual has specialized tasks. Just because there is division of labor, that doesn't mean that it will create solidarity, right? It is still necessary that the task should be appropriate for him. It should not be forced. The forced division of labor is thus the consequences of the structural condition in which the distribution of social functions does not correspond to the distribution of talents. Your talent may be X and you're doing something different, right? It produces stress and tension. Indian caste system, example. The study of abnormal form culminated into Durkheim's concept of socialism. What is that? Change within. According to him, the socialism can be based on maintenance of division of labor. Maintain it in the normal state, no abnormal form. It may be temporary, solve it. How? By a number of occupational associations. For example, if it is doctors, so you can have this ethical code corresponding to their occupation. This will prevent anomie state, help in organizing the work, and prevent forced division of labor. Okay. Yeah, I was this one. I was listening to some, the WhatsApp comedy. Like one doctor is asking to another doctor about a patient. Okay, so the doctor is replying that he died. Okay, so he is very sad. Oh, sorry. Then he's saying, but I have taken him to ventilator. Okay, then you are smart. So that is what you mean by, right, this abnormality, the anomie division of labor. This diagram, right? So here, no, when you have these ethical codes and all, to an extent, you can, there is no, when you go for this hospital, unnecessary testings and everything, that's not required, right? It's just to fulfill their targets. That's not actually required. Scanning and blood testing and just that example. Similarly, all the cases. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Durkheim's solution to the problem. There is a temporary abnormal state. It is a temporary problem. So this is a solution which is required. There is no need of radical solution like what Marx says, the revolution and all those things. That's not required. Change of mode of production, that's not required. That's it, guys. Any doubts you can ask?
Sir, I have a doubt here. So change in MOP is not given. Should we write? Should we have
change
to write MOP, mode of production?
No. There is no need to change in the entire mode of production or anything.
Oh, change within is required, right, sir?
Change within. That's what.
But that is not there in the notes here, so that's what I'm asking. Whether
that's
we have
okay. That is just that. Anyway, it's when you are saying it is a temporary problem and you can solve with the ethical code, means that is automatically implied.
Okay, sir. So in your block diagram, which you have given up, you have ended it with the division of labor, right? Where a division of labor is born by all these processes. Is it a cyclical thing? Whether after this division of labor, whether
that will continue again. This competition will continue again, and further
okay.
specialization will come, right?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because Marx concept is something which we have never, thought of. This is something which is almost okay. This may be there, right?
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
So, what is the difference between tautology and teleology?
Tautology is circular arguments. You keep on giving some circular argument that I'll discuss when it comes to Parson. Parson is actually criticized on the basis of illegitimate tautology.
Okay.
Because there he is giving a theory on AGIL model. One adaptation is met, then another adaptation, then another. Further, he's giving a lot of circular argument. I'll come to that later.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Mm.
Sir, how we can justify division of labor in historical India? Because in India, division of labor, Chaturvarna come in result of uprising of lower caste. So how can we justify division of labor
That
in
you cannot, yeah, that you cannot
historical?
justify based on this one, no? That you cannot justify. That is based on some ascribed status. That you cannot justify on the basis of. See, these functional theorists, this theory will not explain that one. Here it is fit test and unfit. There is nothing to do with fit and unfit, right? And there is nothing to do with competition. That is ascribed status. You are born, and in this particular caste, you have to do that. So that you cannot explain with this theory actually.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I would say, guys, those who are writing prelims, I would say you have to focus on prelims, right? Maybe paper one, okay, you can do, but not don't even think of paper two at this juncture. That's not required. That you can do in 1 or 2 months later. Paper one, do it and be strong in that. Okay, that's enough. Prelims is most important, guys. Sociology will be very easy for you. Prelims is much more difficult than this optional and then the essay and all those ethics and all these put together. Maybe once you write, then you will come to know and you will realize it. At this juncture, you may be thinking that I'm talking to those people who are giving this year prelims. Okay, you may think that I've not done mains and mains is difficult. People are telling that mains is difficult, right? No, that's not the case. Prelims
So
is the
when,
most difficult part.
so when should we stop optional preparation?
No, you
Doing
don't want
my
to stop. Maybe it's in October 10, so maybe till July you can go with it. Okay, August, September, you completely focus on prelims. Till then, June, July, okay, let it go. Maybe this 1 hour and another 1 hour, that's enough. You don't want to spend most of your time in optional. That's not good idea. You have to solve maximum question paper. Y-axis, you can draw
Okay.
degree of solidarity, because this is degree, no?
Sorry.
Degree is increasing, degree is decreasing. It's okay. Nothing drawn, nothing written is also not a problem. They are not talking about or concerned about x-axis and y-axis. Whether you understood or not is what matters. Yeah, tell me.
So how is he explaining the shift from one mode of production to another, like Marx?
No, there is no explanation for shifting of one mode of production. It is in terms of, see, when population is increasing, the material density is there, so the changes are happening, right? In terms of laws, in terms of interaction.
He's
That's
talking
it.
about both primitive kind of society and then socialism in the end. So I
Not
could not.
socialism, not socialism like the way Marx have talked about. This is just to write a comparison answer. I have given that. It is not that Durkheim talked about socialism and it is end of society. No, that's the solution.
Okay.
And
But have
like
you?
Marx, he is not talking about different modes of production or anything. There is a traditional society, then there is a modern society. That's the only division for him. And it is evolving.
Yeah, sir. Priya. Sir, have you read my copy?
I'll give you a lot of papers are pending. Within 2-3 days, I'll give you.
Okay, no problem, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Sumit.
So, if we talk about terrorism, uh, uh, so terrorism can it be uh, kept in under the category of pathological?
Yes. That is pathological.
So, but in case of terrorism, what it was 20 years ago, it has grown bigger. Like so, it doesn't look like it's temporary. So, has it become a
No, the problem is there will be some problem that why we need to discuss that in this context. What is the division of labor over there?
No, no, sir. From yesterday's class, I had this doubt.
No, that is obviously pathological. That is abnormal, but that's a social fact. It is not functional anyway. We are not trying to understand if it is functional. The situation demands that, and it is again coming again and again, and the problem is not able to solve. The institutional mechanisms is not enough to solve the problem.
But as we had discussed, that it will be temporary in nature. The society will
No. I'm not saying
find
it
its.
will be. Durkheim saying these problems are temporary. Durkheim is not necessarily
Okay,
correcting
okay,
all those.
okay, understood.
Okay,
Okay,
Durkheim says temporary, Marx says permanent. So then you
okay,
take.
okay,
I'm
right.
not saying anything. That is something which has been told by them. So this is
Okay, yes, sir. No
okay.
problem. Okay. So, so what creates a social fact?
Social facts will come into existence automatically. Nothing created. Nobody can create it. Nobody created religion, right? Division of labor, did it created by someone? No, it came into
Mhm.
existence automatically. Collective conscience means collectivity, the society's values.
Hello, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, in for Marx, the reason for class struggle is antagonist competition and the differences of interest. Hello, sir.
Yes. Tell me.
And sir, in Durkheim talks about anomie. So, what is
Huh.
the reason for anomie?
No, anomie is a temporary situation. Yes, Durkheim is also talking about some kind of abnormality, but for Marx, all the time it is anomie. Okay, for Durkheim, sometimes this normlessness and this problem will be there, but Marx all the time it is like that.
Sir, can we say Durkheim, Marx talks about futuristic model, but Durkheim doesn't?
I didn't get you.
Sir, I said, can we say Karl Marx talks about futuristic model of mode of production of society, but is not. Uh, but sir, Durkheim doesn't talk about futuristic model of society. Is it right?
Durkheim was not talking about futuristic mode of society. I think, how you are listening to my classes. Are you able to listen to me properly? Because I am not able to listen anything that you are saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, I can see. Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe I think you are not able to listen to me. That's why you have all these doubts.
No, sir. No, sir. I can.
Because you are not clear when you are talking.
Okay, sir. There may be problems, sir.
Okay.
My mic.
Where are you from?
Sir, UP, sir.
Okay. What's your name?
Sir, Ritesh.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, terrorism should be considered as pathological or functional. If we
It
take
should
it
be
from the
pathological. It should be
sir,
pathological. There is nothing like functional in that.
sir,
If you are trying to explain that functional, that is functional bias.
if we take it from the terrorist perspective, then it should be
No,
functional,
we
no?
don't want to take it from the terrorist perspective, right? Even then, that context, you will say Naxalism, annihilation of class enemy. This is because of inequality. They have come. Then it is functional. Then that is not a practical approach when you are living in a society, right? You have to think from societal perspective, not their perspective.
Okay.
And then if you're thinking in that way, that is a functional bias. That's what I told in the beginning itself. There is a clear-cut distinction and division between functionalism and functional bias. You cannot explain every such things in functional terms.
Okay, so now got it.
Even how for them also it is functional. It is not functional for them also.
Because they are satisfying their interests.
No. That is not. They have. It is out of interest also. Do you think these people are coming out of their own interest or some other reason? Nobody want to be a suicide bomber for their own interest, right? Nobody want to.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, I have a doubt, so please don't laugh.
You were saying
Sir,
last time also.
no, sir. Sir, we don't get straightforward question like UPSC give us is globalization changing the scope of sociology. So it's like they give us thesis, antithesis, and we have to make it synthesis. But it's so confusing.
No, but anyway, we have to do all this theoretical part, and from here on, all you will be getting direct questions. You will get those kind of questions, but you will be in a better position to answer that once you know the
But sir,
thinkers
in
and
paper too, very confusing question.
paper two. It's like that only. You know, nothing can be guaranteed in paper two. Nothing can be guaranteed.
So, sir, we can't get good marks.
Well, see, it's like lottery. You sometimes get good marks, sometimes you won't get good mark. I was not consistent in paper 2. Paper 1, I was always consistent.
So, why is it so?
It's like that only, the way the questions and it all depends on the person who's evaluating the paper also. A lot of things are, a lot of factors are, even his mood and your mood and the time you're writing the exam and the contents that comes to your mind in that point of time. But once the exam is over, you'll get a lot of other points also in that. So that's something which is very subjective. It all depends on time and
But sir, I feel paper 2 is very easier than paper 1
it's very
because it is
easy.
related. Huh?
Not only for you, it is easy for if you give it to any GS student also. They will also
Yes,
answer all
yes.
the
That is
okay.
why, sir, I'm saying that it is easy.
They will ask you MG and REGA. They will ask you sex ratio, right? These are questions you will find in that.
Yes. And so social movements, etc., etc. So I think it is easy than paper 1.
Social movements are direct ones. That you will not. That you will not suffer any problem. Social movements and all these are
Yes.
direct. Women movement, farmers movement, and you can predict always two questions will be there. I always tell. Last year also, before the exam itself, we have predicted the farmers movement will come because of that issues, right? So you can predict also. Some of the few areas will be there, like you get random questions, but there are many areas where you can predict the questions in paper 2 also.
Okay, sir.
But in
Thank you,
paper
sir.
1, it is completely in your control only. Nothing you need to miss in paper 1.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay. We'll stop here, guys. See you tomorrow.